All right, a big angle was shot on Saturday's live edition of AAA, where in the final segment, we had El Grande Americano come out, Ludwig Kaiser, kind of our first showcase of Kaiser since winning the mask versus mask match. And he was confronted by the reformed Perros del Mal, led by Carmen Petrovic, alongside Bronco Nima, which is hilarious because Bronco Nima is like, he has just been showcased on NXT as like he's raising his younger brother after his parents died. He's like the ultimate babyface, and now he's in this gang. Daga, who hasn't been in AAA for years, he's mainly been a Noah wrestler, and then Angel and Berto, and they beat down Kaiser. And while it was, I mean, it was kind of like a hint because Dominic had come out. I could certainly see Dom ending up as the leader of this group, although he was not aligned with them. It seems like I could really see Dom ending up like taking this group over, but it got a ton of heat, and I think like these shirts are going to sell tremendously well. I thought the angle got over really, really effectively, and it looks like the big match is Dominic and Grande Americano, but that's not going to be until September for Triple Mania. They've got a big show at the end of July, so it looks like this will be, Kaiser with Perros del Mal. Did you get to see this angle, and what did you think about kind of the utilization of some of the loose ends in NXT and with Angel and Berto?
I saw it, and I thought it was fantastic. As somebody who hasn't really followed Lucha, certainly not when Perros del Mal had perhaps, I don't know, maybe its biggest notoriety. I don't really know the significance of the faction, but
How about Ray's commentary to convey how... Oh, no. Ray has definitely grown on me, okay? I cannot stand this kind of commentary. He's definitely grown on me.
But, certainly in the days since, you can't help but do a little bit of research yourself. This is the type of thing, especially seeing the reaction live, that entices you to look into the history of what exactly this faction was and who might have been a member in the past and why, a Daga would, he kind of represents your connection other than the Garzas, with Hector Garza being attached to the stable in the past as well. So I look forward to seeing them explain all of that history. I've heard it described and compared to perhaps their version of the NWO that has seen sort of crossover across both CMLL and AAA. So in that sense, I'm actually really excited for it. This represents like another new chapter of like this WWE version of AAA that I'm kind of curious to see how they book an NWO. How would they book, a faction like this? And the ability that they have to pick it basically from not just their own roster, not just their NXT roster, but now like seemingly any roster out there, including Noah's, kind of makes it that much more exciting. What is the brain trust? I mean, we know what the brain trust is, but like, what is that meeting like? Let's reform. Like, imagine the Undertaker.
All I'm going to say is like, I think the Undertaker, like, granted, he's
don't ruin the illusion to me. I know he's, I'm sure he's watching his old CMLL tapes and he's saying,
I know he's on Wrestle Universe. I know he's been following Daga's junior heavyweight run and such, but like, I think a lot of credit should probably go to who is around Mr. Mark Calloway.
It's all Undertaker. It all comes from him. Okay. He gets all the credit. And I'm curious to see. I think like in the case of Bronco Nima, I mean, I imagine this is just probably relatively recent that they decided on this. And they put
where's Lucian?
I feel bad for him. I don't know if he's got a spot here, unfortunately. So, but I'm excited to see what he does. He's the biggest guy here, probably the youngest, I would imagine, one of the big projects, along with Carmen Petrovic, who has been around for a long time.
Oh, dude, this is a life. Like, they were really into Carmen Petrovic for a bit. They were doing her like romance with Tahuti Miles before he was gone. And then nothing. Like, she was just a background player. And Angel and Berto, I mean, like we have seen, I know as high as Way has been on the tag division on the main roster. I think they can afford to all of them. Put them over. Here.
Listen, like, I don't know, maybe at one point, like, for them, somebody going from the main roster to AAA may seem like, I don't know, some form of demotion.
No.
I truly don't feel that way anymore, especially because like it's such a hot product right now, especially when you're being attached to Grande and Americano, right? So
especially for these people that are making NXT pay. Like it's like
I'd much rather be here than NXT. I'd much rather be here than SmackDown, man. Like especially doing what these guys were doing. This is a chance, even if you're not, I don't know, in front of like the biggest TV audiences, you can still rehabilitate your value into this industry and hopefully to this company, so that maybe one day that could be parlayed over to the main roster again. But
we're not going to have Perros Del Mal backstage in doing a segment on how to watch this on YouTube.
I certainly hope not.
The month of June on the Post Wrestling Cafe is going to feature 2 editions of Rewind Away. Already in your feeds is a retrospective on the career of Manami Toyota. Plus, we are discussing WWE's WrestleMania 33 event from 2017, highlighted by the return of the Hardys, John Cena gets down on one knee, and Roman Reigns attempts to retire The Undertaker. Plus, we have coverage this month of New Japan's Dominion card. It's an Ask Away mailbag show as we take all of your questions. I will be sitting down to chat about UFC Freedom 250 with Neil Flanagan, and so much more. All of that can be yours at postwrestlingcafe.com.